Hi and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. It is Sunshine Lorena, and today I'm going to be taking you through my 2020 goals, reading goals, everything. Yeah, so guys, we are going to be going through my reading goals, my channel and like Instagram goals as well. All things bookish today is going to be my goals. It is the 2nd of January and this should hopefully be up on the 2nd of January. So I'm going to start off with my actual reading goals, then I'm going to go into my channel goals, and I'm going to go into my Bookstagram account goals. And just gonna split them up a little bit. So first of all, the big one, the amount of books that I'm going to read in 2022. And yes, it took me a little while to kind of figure out how much I wanted to do this year, because in 2021 I set 52 and I ended up reading 103 in the end. So I overachieved like by a lot. And I found that setting a reading goal during this pandemic really isn't that easy, because you just never know what's around the corner and you know how life is going to be. So what I've decided to do is to do 52 books again, so that's a book a week, which I think is quite a manageable amount. So I mean, be reading 4 or 5 books a month. I could read more than that, I could read less, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen, but yes, 52 I think is a reasonable amount of books to kind of aim for, and if I go for more, I go for more. That's fine by me. So yes, that's the big one, the big amount of books that I want to read. My second kind of reading goal is read books from my physical and Kindle TBR. I have been doing a little bit of work on like Goodreads and Storygraph, which I'll leave my information down below, but I'm setting up a physical TBR and Kindle ebook TBR, so that I know exactly how much I have and what's on there. So yes, I'm still working on the actual physical ones, and I've almost done all the Kindle ones, but then I keep buying books, guys. But yes, that's what I want to do. I want to read more, and as part of that, I am on the Discord from Barb's Bookland. She has a Discord, and on there is a channel set up. It is Books for Pounds. So people have set up pledged that okay, for every book that I read, I'm going to pay £1, £2 to myself into like a kitty, and then do like a book haul at some point. However, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do it for every single book I read, and it's only going to be £1 per book from my Kindle or from the physical one, so that I actually read those books and reduce them down. If you saw my January TBR, I have actually done really well of actually reading quite a few of books that I already own, especially the physical ones, so we want to keep that energy up. So yeah, I'm gonna have a reward for each one I read. And I don't know how often I'm gonna do a haul, it depends how quickly I mount up. I do, if you've been around on my channel before, you know I love a good charity shop book buy, like 50 pence a pound, you know, so I might do like get to like £5 and do like a charity shop haul or something. We need to see, I've not figured it out, but that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be also looking at unhauling books that we don't really love, so that my shelves can be full of books I actually enjoy and not be overpacked like they are now, guys. Then the next one I have is to keep up with new releases. So I already started for January. I did a January anticipated releases video. I'm going to be doing them every single month, and I'm going to try and read a lot more new releases as they're coming out and keep up with them, because I feel like I read quite a lot of backlists, or I do read new releases, but it's when it comes out I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was coming out, that sounds really good, and then I want to read it. So yes, we want to do that. So every month I'll have an anticipated releases video, probably at the end of the month before, or maybe just at the start of that month. So I share with you as well, so you can see what kind of books are. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Then the next one I have is read 10 classics, which I had on my goals last year. And I did read more than 10 classics, and then I also did a 10 classes I wanted to read in 2021, which I really failed out, but I still read 10 classics. And I think there's a lot of classics out there that I still want to read, so 10 classics I think is reasonable. it's one a month with 2 months off. And I may do a 10 classics I want to read in 2022. Let's see if that happens in January. But yes, I do want to kind of keep reading those classics. I have quite a few on my shelves here that I need to get to still. So yeah, I think definitely I do love a good classic, discovering those backlist ones. Then the next one is one that I did have last year, except I reduced the number. So it's read 10 books on the Rory Gilmore list. Last year I said I did 20 and ended up doing 16, but 20 was really ambitious, I realised. There's a lot of books on the Rory Gilmore list that I still want to read, so I think 10 is a more reasonable number. I have quite a few already on my shelves and on my Kindle that I've noticed as I've been going through, so I think it's definitely achievable and helps me with reading books that I already own as well. So yeah, that's for that one. I just want to, keep going with the Rory Gilmore list. I love those books as well. And then the last kind of bookish reading goal that I have here is to read one book in Italian. So last year I said one book in Italian and Spanish, and I didn't do either. I'm studying for an Italian exam, so I'm actually, looking at grammar, etc. a bit more, so I want to read at least one book in Italian. I think I'm going to start with The Little Prince. In Italian's Il Piccolo Principe, and because I have that on my Kindle, it's not that too long, but it uses different tenses, and I think it's a good one to start. I will have a haul sometime in the future. I don't have enough to do one now, and I said I wasn't going to be doing hauls in my last haul, but here we are, we're doing them. And I got this when I was in Italy, and it's The Secret Garden, Il Giardino Segreto, and it's just a stunning copy. And I think I'm going to stick with Il Piccolo Principe first of all, and then if I do, want to try and attempt to read another one in Italian, it's going to be this one, because it's a gorgeous cover, it's stunning inside as well. So yeah, there's that. Okay, and now we're going to go on to my channel goals. So last year I just had like kind of a subscriber count goal, but I've got a few other ones on here, and that is, first of all, I want to keep posting consistently on Wednesdays and Sundays. I'm going to be consistent. I wasn't very consistent at the start of 2021, but I have my routine now, and after doing Bookmas, Vlogmas, I can do it, guys. If I manage to do all of that, I can post twice a week, no problems. I should be able to do it. The next one is, because I want to continue doing weekly vlogs that I've been doing. I'm a little behind on editing a couple because I was away and stuff, so they will be coming out, but I want to keep doing my weekly vlogs. I'm really enjoying them, and I feel like it captures like all the books I'm reading when I'm doing different readathons and stuff, and I think they're really fun, so I want to keep doing that. And as part of that is a kind of a sub goal as well. I want to, like, on my reading ones, if I'm not doing a readathon, I want to have like a challenge or themed reading vlogs as I'm doing them. So like reading, I don't know, I challenge myself to read at least 100 pages a day or something. Or I'm like, okay, this week I'm reading thrillers with an isolated setting, or I'm reading like hyped thriller authors, or popular booktube romance books or something like that. I want to kind of do that. So if you have any ideas that you'd like me to see reading particular ones, let me know. But I want to have themes, make them a little more fun. And then my last one in terms of channel goals is the big one. It is a subscriber count. So currently, today on the 2nd, I have 380 subscribers, and I've grown so much in the last year, so thank you to everyone. I want to keep that going. I think it's really hard to look at numbers in terms of who's going to subscribe, because you just never know. And I said this last year, there could be a video that becomes really popular and all of a sudden I could have like loads and loads of subscribers, or the other videos don't do so well, so I have no idea. But I want to reach between 500 and 750 subscribers. Last year I just had like a straight number, and I think it's better to do a bracket, because like I said, it is really hard to determine. But 500 to 750 subscribers I think it's a good goal to have, and hopefully I will reach it. I think I could definitely reach 500, because yeah, we're only 120 away, so I think that's achievable. But you know, if I get somewhere in between 500 and 750, that would be amazing. And then the last on here is my Instagram, Bookstagram goals. I do have TikTok and Twitter, but I don't use TikTok that much. I'm starting a little bit because I've been doing reels on Instagram, but it's not like my main focus. And I do have Twitter and I tweet things, but I never aim for certain subscribers on there. So yeah, for Instagram, I want to reach between 600 and 1,000 followers if I can. I think, yeah, I've got 300. Let me just quickly check. I have 356 followers at the moment. So yes, I want to try and get between 600 and 1,000. Because yeah, last year I just wasn't consistent with my posting, and so that's my next goal, is to post consistently. Because yeah, I went through stages of I'll be consistent and then not post anything for weeks or like a month. So I want to be consistent. I don't know how exactly that's going to look yet, but I want to be posting consistently, regularly, you know, keeping up with it, not banding it for like a month or weeks at a time, you know. And then the last one is to track most, or if not all, the books I'm reading through my Instagram account, because I don't actually post about every single book I read. So I'm going to try and keep up with it and post regularly and keep going with the reels because I'm really enjoying them. And yeah, that's it. I will leave like my Instagram information, etc. down. Storygraph and Goodreads, loving Storygraph. And actually on that point, because there's a lot of stats on Storygraph, I think I'm going to incorporate into my wrap-ups some of the stats information, like, you know, books read, most read genre, pages read, etc. Just do a little mini kind of stats wrap up. I'm going to do that. And I do love Storygraph because there's just so much stuff on there. There's the challenges, and like in January now I'm doing the January pages challenge that they've set up, so I have to record at least one page like a day having read, so it's, you know, keeping me reading. I'm gonna look at doing another Rory Gilmore one, and I'm gonna be doing the Storygraph Reads the World 2022 challenge. So there's 10 countries and you have to try and read like a book from each, and I think it's going to be really good because I want to expand my reading as well, and that's going to be another goal, to kind of read a little bit more kind of translated and books from other countries that aren't the UK and America basically. And that is it. So yeah, let me know what your reading goals are, what you think of mine, and yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.